Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I wanted to just give my thoughts on Rolly and Tank, and I'll be giving my thoughts on this fight quite a lot throughout the week, so make sure you guys stay tuned to all the coverage and all the great content here on True School Sports. But listen, man, I wanted to talk about the Rolly side of things, right? Because obviously everyone's picking Tank, as they should. You know, Tank is the more experienced fighter. Tank is the guy that has displayed more skills in his career so far. So it's not crazy to pick Tank. It's actually the safest thing to do is to pick Tank. But we're not safe here on True School Sports. We don't do what's conventional all the time. We gotta always consider all viewpoints, all perspectives, and that's what we're gonna do here. Because I actually think, and I remember when this fight first got signed last year, I said that, you know, I think Rolly Romero has the attributes to be one of, if not the toughest opponent that Gervonta Davis has had to date. So this video for me is going to be why Rolly could beat Tank and why he could also, if he beating Tank, become the next face of the entire sport of boxing. So this should be a good one. By the way, I don't want to take full credit for this video. I did see my man Freddie's video on Box Talk 101. Go check him out. The guy is going to have more subscribers than me soon because he posts these videos where he's at the fights and they get like 3 million views or 2 million views. And boom, 10K out of nowhere, 10K subscribers out of nowhere. So hey, it's good to see people growing. I'm not a hater, so shout out to Freddie and all of his success. But yeah. So why could Rolly beat Tank? Let's unpack that. Well, before we answer that question, we're going to ask, what does Rolly bring to the ring? What are the positive attributes that he brings to the ring that could potentially beat Gervonta Davis? Okay, first thing he brings to the ring that I think will give him a chance to beat Tank is that physical strength. You know, and when we talk about the guys at the 135 at the lightweight division, right? And I've seen Ryan Garcia in person, I've seen Gervonta Davis in person, I've seen Kambosos in person, I've seen Tio in person, and I've seen all these guys in person. So I have an idea what they all look like in person, okay? And it's always different than seeing them on TV. Rolly is definitely like the biggest one out of all of them as far as like his frame. He's got the biggest frame out of all of them. But not only does he have the biggest frame, but he's also a very spiteful fighter. You know, when we saw him fight Anthony Yiggett, we saw a guy that, you know, if need be, he will throw you to the floor. He'll throw elbows. He'll do what he needs to do to make himself, give himself the best chance to win. And I think this fight will be no different with Tank. You know, he's the bigger man as far as, you know, his size. Gervonta really hasn't fought many guys ever that you could ever say were the same size or were as big as him. I know Rolly sounds like a hater when he says this, but it's the truth. He has made a career beating up on smaller guys like Hugo Ruiz, like Jesus Cuellar, like, you know, these type of guys. So that's one advantage, that if Rolly makes this a dog fight, an ugly fight, and he's willing to go to those deep, dark, uncomfortable places, and this all just isn't talk, he's someone that's an area where I think he has an advantage. Honestly, that's why I think he has an advantage. And then when you factor in like the judo stuff, people may not want to admit to it, but he has an advantage in the physical strength department, whether you like it or not. Secondly, I think Rolly, I think we saw with Tank, right? The last fight when he fought Cruz. Now, obviously, Cruz is a different fighter. He's a fighter that operates primarily out of a high guard. He's more closer to the dimensions, and he's probably a little bit shorter than Tank. But we saw what he did in that fight. And I know that boxing doesn't always work like this, but he was able to push Gervonta Davis back. And for the first time really in his career so far, we saw Gervonta Davis going from being the guy that's the seek and destroy fighter to the guy that became the boxer. And he showed that he had enough boxing skills in the toolbox to win a close fight. Because I did think it was a close fight. I had it 7-5 at 115, 113. I could have seen it. I could have been 8-4. It could have been 116, 112 with some swing rounds. But nonetheless, it was a close fight, and there was definitely chinks in the armor. I think if you're not emotional and you watch the fight and you don't really have a personal vendetta against either fighter, like, you can see that there are chinks in the armor of Tank Davis. All right. So there's that. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into this because I don't want to name no names, but I know from just being in Las Vegas, right? I know from being in Las Vegas, but the boxing community is very small. So if you're a reporter, or if you're a fighter, or if you're anything involved in the sport, and you just know enough people, information will leak, all right? And I've heard a lot of things about Tank being, stopped in sparring by certain fighters. I'm not gonna say who they are, but I wasn't there, so I don't know. But I've been told this by some people, pretty credible people that go to these gyms. And if that's the case, right? I know it's sparring, so you can't always apply sparring to fights, but it would imply that Gervonta Davis might not have the best punch resistance. Now, we haven't really seen Tank in there with a puncher. You can make the argument that Rolly is the biggest puncher he's ever fought, along with Isaac Cruz. So the Rolly also has that going in his favor. This is going to sound delusional, okay? But I'm going to tell you guys this. I know in his actual fights, he's looked like sometimes he's looked like shit as far as his boxing technique. But Rolly, I've seen it in the gym, man. Rolly is an extremely explosive fighter, an athletic freak. A guy that does everything wrong but makes it right for him. And I think, boxing's a funny sport, right? Because there's nothing that would suggest that Rolly could outbox Tank, right? But we've seen it many times before. A guy may have certain attributes, but when he fights a particular fighter with a particular style, he's able to put it together on that one night. And I think the extra time from the fight being canceled the first time, it benefited Rolly. It got him more locked in. He's tying some things up. And I think that Rolly will have some success against Gervonta Davis outboxing him. He's longer than Rolly. He's longer than Tank. He's bigger than Tank. And he actually does know how to box. So, consider those things. So, those are just a couple of the things that I'm seeing with the fight. Obviously, Tank's the favorite, and he should be. If Rolly does win this fight, he, in my opinion, becomes the face of boxing overnight. Now, people may say, well, Brandon, you can't say that. Canelo's still the face of boxing. No. Rolly has a bigger, in my opinion, I know Canelo has a Mexican fan base, and he's grown into a massive star. I don't take that away from Canelo. But Rolly has just more things going for him than Canelo did. First of all, Rolly talks hella shit. So anytime Rolly posts any sort of content, people are going to click. The clicks generate views. The views generate interest. The interest generates ticket sales, merchandise sales, things like that. He has the ability, whether you love him or hate him, to draw you in. And look, there's so many great fighters today. Like a lot of my favorite fighters are great in the ring, but as far as the media, they're not moving the needle like that. He moves the needle in the media. And people always want to hear what he has to say, whether he's talking about his fights or other fights. So that's one thing he has going on his side. I think with Tank's, and this is a big thing. And I'll make another video about this. With Tank's contract at Mayweather Promotions being up soon, they may, if this fight is close for any reason, okay, they may give Rolly a decision, because Rolly has star qualities. We'll see how they do at the ticket sales and at the gates and things like that. But Rolly has made this, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. Rolando Romero has made this event a fight that really on paper is supposed to be a stay busy fight for Tank. He's made this fight become one of the biggest events in boxing this year, and that's only because he has star power, and that must be acknowledged. So, yeah, man, we'll see what happens. I'm a fan of both fighters. I just want to see a great fight. I would love to see Rolly win just for the reaction of boxing. But best wishes to Tank, best wishes to Rolly. May they both go in the ring, put on a great fight for the fans. Hopefully do well at the gates and with ticket sales and all those things. And may they both get out the ring safely. That's my only hope. So, yeah, you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here. boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia, and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God.